So I was just made aware of a couple of really important details in Godzilla Minus One that, maybe I can start a conversation about it. Maybe I can start other people talking about it. But it's about the culture and the events that happen in the movie. Because you gotta remember that Koichi Shikishima, our protagonist in that movie, he grew up in Imperial Japan. He had been basically taught from childhood that, the honorable thing to do is to die in combat, as a kamikaze pilot. That's what they did. And then the whole Odo Island thing happens, with premutation Godzilla, and Shikishima freezes in his plane and he can't shoot, and all these soldiers are killed, and Shikishima and Tachibana both are the only survivors, and Tachibana kind of feeds into Shikishima's self-blame. So remember that now. So throughout the movie, Shikishima is struggling with the survivor's guilt, and when he gets back into contact with Tachibana to fix up the plane that he's going to use against Godzilla, and all these things happen throughout the movie that deepen Shikishima's trauma. But in the movie, as all the plans are coming together, it is Tachibana, the man who first blamed Shikishima, who then put in that eject lever and told him to live. Tachibana. At the beginning of the movie, he was blaming Shikishima for what happened. But then towards the end of the movie, when he tells him to live, it's like he's forgiving him in a way. And maybe he's forgiving himself. Maybe it's Tachibana forgiving himself and being able to forgive Shikishima through that. Because, everybody in that movie has some kind of trauma from the war. Every single character has been touched by war in that movie. And everybody has their own guilt, their own pain, their own story. It's kind of a delicious sense of Sonder. And Sonder is just a fancy word for realizing that other people have lives just as complex and unique as yours. So, but I wanted to point that out because, when it comes to trauma, we have to forgive ourselves for how we acted at times when we didn't have much of another choice. Maybe we froze, maybe we reacted in anger, maybe we said something that was really horrible. And that moment is over, you can't change it, you can only move on from it and learn from it. Now, you are not owed forgiveness, and you do not owe anyone forgiveness. That is your prerogative, no one else's. But for Tachibana to tell Shikishima to live is so important, because he was in that moment. He saw what Shikishima saw. They are linked by that traumatic event. And so for Tachibana to forgive like that, to tell Shikishima, go live your life, because he sees that Shikishima has kind of found some kind of a family and he's trying to build a life, and he wants him to have that life. He's realizing this poor kid has been suffering for so long. I mean, because Shikishima, he's a young guy. I mean, compared to me, he's probably not even half my age yet. I'm 44. So, somebody would have to be 22. And I don't think Shikishima was even that old. He might have been like 19. I don't know. Maybe he was 28. But he just seems like such a fresh-faced kid. So, just that moment, the fact that it was Tachibana who said that is just so important, and it's just such a crucial, delicious, wonderful, painful detail that I wanted to point out. So go watch Godzilla Minus One.